Today I'm going to be going over 100 things that you have missed in Once and Always. Yes, there is a lot in there that I found that I wanted to share, and I hope I got everything right. If not, please let me know down below in the video. And with that, we're going to jump in. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. And if you want, check out the channel memberships. And with that, let's jump straight into it. We see that there is a photo of the cleanup club. In this scene, it's quite interesting because it says 839 Kwon on the post box. But in the next scene where it says 1 year later, it then says Kwon and Taylor, showing that Zach has moved in. Min is using the mantis pose like her mother. And this photo has been moved. In the background, we can see JDF kicking, which kind of looks like it was the promo that they've used when he's in the Green Ranger suit. We see that there are different colors on the flowers. This represents each of the Rangers. Harvey Garvey is noted here, and this is the TV presenter from the episode Lights, Camera, Action. He had a show called The Harvey Garvey Show, and also was the voice of Ninja, which is very interesting why they put this in, but we know that obviously he passed on. With Snizzard biting Jason, we can see that this is the first time that they've used this effect that's actually been on the suit. Tommy is just standing there for no apparent reason, and I have no idea why. The action figure of Jason is molded from a vinyl figure, which has a Lightning Collection head put on top for some strange, bizarre reason. The Rangers move before they are bound. Tommy and Kimberly get the same treatment as they are vinyls with Lightning Collection heads are placed on, and also the Lightning Collection Green Ranger shield. Safety first. On the Rad Bug on its license plate, you can see it says California. This was where Power Rangers were shot. We see Trini's gravestone, and this is marking the first time that a Ranger has actually passed and died. She would have been 45 years old if she was in 2022. This is the first time that we've seen the MMPR Rangers age, and now we can work out the others. Bandora's Palace, which is referring to Bandora the Witch from Zyuranger. Bandora's Palace is also different with a gold door and a nameplate on it, but in Zyuranger and MMPR there was no gold on the door, and it was a neon light sign that would be flashing. The design of the palace is slightly different from what it used to be. Cranston Tech looks like a really nice place to work. The command center where this has taken place is underground, and that is very, very similar to the way that Zeo was, where the power chamber was underneath the command center. Alpha says, teenagers with attitude. That was the main focal point for the entire whole thing of Power Rangers. This was also the first thing that Zordon said when he says teleport people to the command center.
Is busy when you're raising a teenager with attitude.
Zordon is still out there. We know this is happening, and this is very, very interesting. Rita isn't in the command center like Lord Zed was when they teleported him to the command center back in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Rita references the events of Power Rangers in space, Countdown to Destruction. We can see more clearly the locations that are listed. We have a random name that I can't even figure out at the top. Coral Harbor from Beast Morphers, Reefside from Dino Thunder, the Astro Megaship from In Space, Turtle Cove from Wild Force, Terra Venture from Lost Galaxy. We have Osaka, which is reference to Japan and Super Sentai, and another location that is really hard to kind of see. I'm kind of wondering what they were. I would have loved an entire list a bit more in detail though. Rocky doesn't get to eat his food, which again references this scene from Power Rangers. We finally have Buzz Blast in Angel Grove, which Jane said at the end of Dino Fury Season 2, where they were looking to set up. Anne is from Buzz Blast, and she's actually kind of reporting about all the putties there, and she got a promotion. Congratulations, Anne. You're now reporting at Buzz Blast in Angel Grove. There's a door and hallway missing from the juice bar, which again shows that over the past 30 years, they've done some work to the actual building. Trini. This box kind of reminds me of the MMPR box where the power coins were gathered because Goldar wanted to go after the families of the Power Rangers. Also, it's yellow. Too much pink energy was referenced by Kat, which has been referenced in the show before.
You already have the energy from your pink coin. Too much pink energy is dangerous.
The morph that they use, it looks very, very similar to the YouTuber who's done a tutorial, Hyperdrive Pix. Alpha saying Go Go Power Rangers is just like the theme song, and again is one of the most biggest things that they use in the entire whole franchise when referencing anything about Power Rangers.
Go, go, Power Rangers!
Rocky is blasting a putty, but in this scene, his hands are down, and in the next scene, they're raised as he's still got the weapon in his hand. We have the ice cream cart, which I've mentioned before, and again, it's here too. Rocky does the spin kick from Turbo, knowing that he could actually do it, and if he put his mind to it and didn't want to rush it like they told him in Turbo, then he would not have hurt himself and he would have been the blue Turbo Ranger.
Curses.
Nice rotation on that kick. You still got it.
I never lost it.
Bulk and Skull cameo. Interesting to see that they went into food. Also, the hoagie is referenced like the sandwich used for Pudgy Pig. The Rangers now have radios in their helmets. In the past, they used to raise their hand to their mouth to actually talk like they've got the communicator on. Adam and Aisha are in the Astro Megaship. The Sirius system is mentioned by Aisha. This is where Doggy Kruger's planet Sirius is located, and again linking once and always to Power Rangers SPD.
Zooming to you from the Sirius system.
Now, I'm going to get this completely wrong, but this is the
Trubian Empire.
which is referenced, which is again linking SPD and the fact that the events are slowly happening, and again putting SPD in its rightful place in 2025. One thing is, I'm very glad that they added this in because it adds more lore and keeps everything in place, which again, I love it. If you love SPD, let me know down below in the comments. The putties laugh at Min. This is something that you never get to see with any minion whatsoever, so it was kind of weird. There is a poster in the background that says World Peace Day. Now this is a reference to the peace conference that we had in Mighty Morphin with Jason, Zach, and Trini. Just as I was editing and getting a good picture of the poster, it's in one shot, and in the next shot it's not there, and then it returns. So yeah, continuity. Nitrogen, oxygen, AM, oxygen, PM are actually on the screen. I have no idea why they are there. I don't know if this is a reference, but it's just very weird to have these things on the actual monitor. Kat is operating a crane because she operated a crane Zord. Yep, I think that's really clever. The figure that we could never really see in the press photos or anything leaked behind the scenes is actually Tanya from Power Rangers Zeo, and I'm guessing that this was done because Kat and Nakia are best friends, so I think that Catherine was like, you need to put her in here in some sort of way, so they put in the yellow Zeo, which I generally like. If it's not true, that's just my hunch, but I would kind of guess that's true. The rest of the Lightning Collection figures that were used are the following: Beast Morphers Blue in Space Yellow, Wild Force Silver, Phantom Ranger, Red and White Dino Thunder, Lost Galaxy Blue, Red and Green, Beast Morphers Red and Gold, and In Space Black. The reference from the 2017 Power Ranger film, Together We Are More, is said by Rita before she makes a joke.
Together they are more. More power for me, that is.
We get a reference to the Ranger Vault, which could be led back to Beast Morphers when we knew that there was a Ranger Vault there too. On the top of Alpha head is a small bump, which is like the Alpha 5 unit. Alpha 9 turns around and says that they're going to warm up the volcano, which is where the pterodactyl is, and we see obviously where it kind of like bursts out that we've seen all the time, so I kind of like that reference that they put in. Min goes outside to take a vehicle. We see a numerous ones, one that is a motorbike, and this is a reference to Forever Red, where Jason came in out of nowhere riding a motorcycle. When Min is going to fight Robo Rita, she uses the same pose as her mother, which is the praying mantis style within Kung Fu. We see the Legacy Blade Blaster, and it has Ranger written all over it. As Min saves Billy, the energy from Rita's blast actually goes straight into the morpher itself, and we can see it turn from an orange reddish to yellow. As we zoom in to see the flashback, we can see it's actually a still of her eye, and there is no kind of motion from it until it zooms out. Rocky and Kat actually have the power bow and power sword. To my knowledge, they have never once actually used the power sword or the power bow. If I am wrong, please let me know down below in the comments, but this would be the first time that they actually use it properly to actually fight. Rocky uses the Legacy Power Sword, which is a fine touch. Rita says that she has a headache. This is her iconic catchphrase, and it's kind of weird because she's a robot, so she technically wouldn't have a headache, but I generally really like that they actually put this in there.
Maybe watching you die will cure my headache.
Giant Snizzard. For some strange reason, he is absolutely huge. We would know that if he was normal size, then the craters would be a lot bigger. So obviously this was a scene that they probably put in, but yeah, for some strange reason, they made him giant before Rita does anything. We can see that Zyuranger is on the powerboat. This would be completely right, as it would be from the weapons. Rocky is just standing there for no reason, watching what Rita does. As Rita throws her staff down into the moon, we see that it cracks open a little bit, releasing the smoke to make Snizzard grow. This is a callback to what she used to do back in Mighty Morphin, and it is a very small detail, which I am very glad that they put in. As the Zords are called, we know there are different sounds. The pterodactyl has more of a lower pitch rather than a screaming pitch. The 3D models from the Zap Megazord were used. We can see this because on the side of the Tyrannosaurus, there is a part to actually clip in for the Mastodon, which again is very kind of weird that they didn't clean this up, but I'm guessing that they just went, frick it, we can't be bothered with it. You get a brand new cockpit that looks absolutely stunning, and it doesn't look like the original, which I'm kind of glad. I like the fact that they made this look completely different. Min asks Billy, how does she drive this Megazord? Billy says it comes like second nature, which also he said the first time that they formed the Megazord.
Affirmative, I do too. It's almost like second nature to me.
How the heck do you drive this thing?
Do what I do. You'll find it second nature.
Power Rangers is written on the belt buckle of Cat. When the Rangers are fighting Minotaur, Minotaur gets defeated and goes near the stairs, and then in the next scene we can see that he is in the middle of the floor, so obviously it feels like they just dragged him into the middle so that Rocky could get the final blow. I have no reason, it's a continuity thing, but it did make me laugh, and now saying it, repeating it, does make me kind of giggle.
Rocky, now!
When Zack, Kat, and Rocky teleport into the Megazord, only Kat and Zack are sitting in the correct spaces for when we see the inside shot in the past of the Megazord, so I like that they can mix this up. The 3D outline of the Megazord is being shown on the actual monitors inside the Megazord. It's a really nice touch. I kind of like it. When Billy summons the Power Sword, he calls it the Mega Power Sword, which is the wrong name and it should just be the Power Sword. When Robo Rita opens up the time portal, we can see that there are 2 astronauts, and all of this was reshot as normal, which again is kind of a cool little detail. Now I apologize if I get her name wrong, but we get a cameo from Makito Sogo, the actress who played Rita Repulsa. The second time that we see Robo Rita being defeated and destroyed, we see 2 different types of energy. The first one, where Billy stabs her through the chest, is all blue, and then purple for Zack. On the command center, you can see Cranston Technologies just above the bay door. The Astro megaship that Aisha and Adam are traveling in is mentioned because it has a med bay. They mention Aquitar, the home of the alien rangers. Cestria misses Billy, and if you don't know who Cestria is, this is the love interest for Billy as he stays on Aquitar with her. Ernie is mentioned for one of his recipes, as Zack wants to know if they still have it. Ernie was one of the major big characters in Power Rangers who owned the juice bar and would always kind of go out of business sale because, hey, he probably gave away free product to everyone. But it's really nice to hear Ernie's name. At the very end, Billy mentions Miranoi, and this is the home of the Quasar Sabers, as well as Maya, and I really kind of like this. I really wanted him to say Etonoi, but Miranoi is very, very close, so hey, very nice that they added that in there. Min says that if she's late for school, she is going to be able to teleport. Zack turns around and says, only if no one's looking. This is a reference to every single time that they've gone into that hallway at the juice bar or anywhere else, and they've had to teleport. Billy references that he's going into space and he would pick up a souvenir from Miranoi for Min, so could this mean that Billy will be in Cosmic Fury?
Can I get you anything while I'm away? A souvenir from Miranoi, maybe.
Billy becomes a magician for some strange bizarre reason. As Min shows Billy the morpher, he holds it in his hand, he makes it just disappear, and he never returns it. The morpher is between Billy's legs. We get references to older episodes to do with Trini. One of the monsters that they mention is Shell Shock, which makes her run all the time, which again, I like that they dropped a name like that in the actual show. The clip at the very end is called Down the Road, which looks like it's been cleaned up, which is a really nice way to end the entire whole episode. The last clip that we see is a Power Rangers type intro, which would have been cool if they put it at the very beginning, but you would have seen everything that would have happened, which again, I think people would have watched anyway. Min here has a completely different jacket that she didn't wear at all throughout the special, so this might have been extra footage that they shot. And for some strange, bizarre reason, they have Kat from Turbo, the Turbo intro. I have no idea, considering how everybody else had its stuff from like Mighty Morphing, you know, quite early on. So I don't know why they decided to put Turbo in there. It's super weird. And there we go. There is everything that you missed in Once and Always. It took a long time to compile all of this, so please leave me a comment, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, if I have missed anything, please let me know down below in those comments. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimono Cat. Your help does go a long way to support the channel, and if you want to consider helping the channel, then links to my Patreon as well as the channel members are listed below.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。